meditation call for Tuesday, October 20th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. Our decision, our choice to journey within and to stay within. Some people get a little confused as to what exactly that is. It's not about crawling inside your body and finding something in there. The core being of all of us, if you have our pure consciousness, that's with the body, and you take the pure consciousness and our spirit, our soul, our higher self leaves the body, and then we have God form, pure consciousness. It is within this form, deep within the core of all of our existence, we will find the God. And that's what this is all about. We are challenged throughout existence to be distracted from the God. And so the majority of us, we just don't, it's countless lifetimes for us to try to discover within, to go within. And some people say, well, Buddha, and we're all Buddhists, but, the Buddha, Siddhartha Buddha, how come he was able to do what he did? It took him a while. He began to go within. He didn't have anybody teach him, okay? It wasn't like there were all these gurus sitting around him 24/7 teaching him. He just started going within and meditating to find who and what he is. And eventually he did. And he found enlightenment, because when we discover the God, we are in enlightenment. We have gone to that place of part of us of enlightenment, which means that our attention isn't spent on anything external. It isn't there. You might glance at it. There's no judgment. There's nothing. It's just not there. So you're not. You're just not interested in that. You have moved beyond it, and you reside within yourself. This is where we find that we are not alone, and never have been. This is where we discover all of the things that we thought were, the truth and everything outside of us in this external matrix, we find were false. And then we find also that all the abundance, prosperity, riches, wealth, happiness, joy that we seek incessantly outside of ourselves, we discover all of these within us. So this is the journey that's never ending, because each time we incarnate, whatever form, okay, we're distracted. And then we don't remember. It's like we have amnesia. So it's like a bunch of gods on the planet who have amnesia, and we really don't know who and what we are. That's about the simplest, clearest way I can analyze it, or analogy of it, because that's what we're doing. We're a bunch of gods who have amnesia, and we have no idea who and what we are. And we wander the earth caught in a synthetic matrix, which is an illusion that keeps us distracted from the gods within us. And so we play out our lives in these bodies over and over again. And not the same body, obviously, but we leave the body, we come back in a baby body. And then we start over again. And we literally do start over because we don't remember who and what we were and are. Okay? That's the absolute, the jewel on the mountain type thing, where that is it, to discover that within us. And so many of of us have these issues. We've got physical issues. We've got, and we've been trained and taught so wrongly, but we follow that because it's all we know. And because we're so distracted externally, so conflicted with things, with so many frequencies, because we're all experiencing frequencies of the bad part of us, the lower frequencies part of us, and it is, and a lot of us ignore it, but we're both. We're all of it. See, if we're all in everything, and everything, nothing, and nothing, then all of the baddies are part of us too. And a lot of us don't care to have that. We don't care to acknowledge that, because I'd never do that. I'd never be that way. That's not it. It's just that they're part of the collective consciousness. They really are. I mean, that's just the way. You can't separate yourself from that which is you. It's not possible. And that's how it's been designed. So, as we begin to understand this, and then we find out that the outer, that this external reality, this external world, will never truly satisfy any of us. Financial abundance, the perfect spouse, or your ideal job, all the money you desire, it will only give us temporary gratification and satisfaction. And then our ego will feel empty again. And we all experience this. None of us are exempt from it. And then the only thing that does happen is that the ego feels empty again, and then it demands even more outer toys and accomplishments. And the only thing that does truly satisfy this deep craving is a deep connection with the truth of our beingness. So when we decide in our own way, each of us, to stop striving and start diving deeper inside of our cores to discover our divine infinite nature. And do you know why this planet, for some of us, can see it? And it doesn't matter the age of your body. It matters that you see it. You say, this is apparent. To understand why part of me is in such chaos with this planet. Why certain things happen, and that we say, haven't you ever heard people in forlornment go, "Why me, God? Why me?" Right? And it's frustrating, because if they only knew, okay, if they only knew that they're the ones that created it, with a few surprises, if they only knew that, but they don't. And we're not really here to direct with them. They're part of us, okay? And we're all learning, all of us, all the time. So, but we're not here to directly convert. That's religion, okay? And we're not. That's nothing to do with any of us. Religion has had nothing to do with us. Sure, we all grew up with certain beliefs and so on and so forth that we were taught to be the way it was to be. But we're not. We vibrate within ourselves, which affects all of them. Okay? That's what happens. It affects all of them. The most profound, the profoundness that we discover within ourselves is that we're the opposite of what we believe. Okay? Most of us believe externally. We're guided externally. You buy something, you're happy, and then it fades away. Just like when we were kids, we get a toy or something for Christmas or birthday, and we play with it. Then after a while, most of the time, we just put it in a toy box. We wouldn't play with it much anymore. Lose interest. And you think that's changed with any of us as the body grows? No, it really doesn't. We end up in this distraction, this matrix. That's how it works. So we have this magical power And the magical power is of detachment. And the law of detachment means that in order to acquire anything in the physical universe, anything, you will have to relinquish your attachment to it. The opposite of what we've all been taught. And it doesn't mean that we give up our intention to create our desire. It's that we don't give up the intention and we don't give up the desire. We give up our attachment to the result of it. See, it's so powerful when you finally are able to embrace the understanding is that I don't have any attachments or expectations. I don't care to have them. And the Buddha once said, attachment leads to suffering. How did he know that? Because he was in the palace as a young man. And he had all the wealth and riches and protection and safety and security you could possibly desire. He never went outside the palace. He stayed inside. So he learned that attachment leads to suffering. Well, what does he mean by that? Does that mean we're going to, be in pain? And no, is that whenever we become attached to a desire, a belief, a thought, a feeling, or anything for that matter, we needlessly suffer. Think about that. The suffering arises because attachment is an energy born out of fear, lack, and disconnection to our source. Okay? Have you ever experienced this where, I'm sure you have, where there's something and you feel like you might lose it, so you hold on to it tighter. Certain desires, we hold on tighter because deep down we believe we need it to create reality or manifest them in order to feel safe, happy, secure, or loved. So this, this gripping and holding and hugging and not letting go of it. It's like a child with a night-night or a blanket that they just, they just hold on to it, and then they have a fit if you try to take it away from them. So this holding that we do, this grip on life, it simply means we are not feeling the natural connection in our hearts to the great healing source and spirit within ourselves. So as long as our minds continue to circulate in this vicious attachment dilemma, we can never truly relax and fully access this ever-expanding, all-loving spiritual source that radiates at our very core. Whenever happiness is determined by any thought, feeling, or external event, then we become a slave to it. You ever notice that? I don't think the majority of us really are cognizant to that, but it is different. It could be subtle for some, in the middle and then high and then very high situations. And we understand that expectations and disappointments are great examples of how attachment leads to suffering. How many times have you expected something? How many times have you been attached to something throughout your lives? And when we're consciously aware, this isn't a bad thing. It's just an awareness that we start to discover. And what happens, when the creating the reality or manifests or doesn't manifest, it then becomes the main leading cause of our happiness and unhappiness. The very instant we become attached to a thought, and this is what it's about, we end up forgetting about love and joy and freedom and the endless possible things we can be thankful for. It just leaves us. Gratitude leaves us. And then we grip on to any thought, narrows and eventually blocks our energy. So in our creativity and vibration, so we cannot perceive any new ideas of options available. We don't know that there are options available for us. So perhaps we're asking, how can we be passionate about our desires in life and yet approach them in a non-attached, easygoing way? The trueness to this is the middle path. If we are too attached or too unattached to our desires, they won't come into being. They won't be created into reality. They won't manifest. We must hold the baby bird in our hand, not too tight, or it will suffocate, and not too loose, or it will fly away. And the real depth of our understanding is finding out our natural connection to Source that is always coming from trust. It's always coming from trust, and is free from worry and fear. Our desires have this natural tendency to create into reality or manifest faster than the speed of light when we are walking down the middle of this road. See, you're not visualizing this in your motion pictures in your heart minds. You're walking down the middle of the road. And you got the right and the left, okay? You got the right lane and the left lane, but you're walking right down the middle. So you're not allowing yourself to be distracted on the right lane or the left lane. Just right smack dab down the center. And that's when you're able to create into reality at lightning speed. And attachment is a habit that we learned this attachment that we all have from society. We are suffering because we are gripping too tightly or too loosely onto our thoughts. And the mind gets hooked into beliefs that say, I don't have the money. I don't have the knowledge, the power, the energy, the information, or understanding to create in reality or manifest what I desire. Or the mind cannot hold long enough onto the idea or feeling that I do have the money, knowledge, power, energy, information, or understanding to manifest what I desire. Whatever we believe, this is an emphatic, this is so factual. Whatever we believe is what we create. And so we create the reality of this amazing, effortless, manifesting adventure, or a perpetual daily struggle to survive. That's the choice. It's never been for any of us about getting what we want. It's about wanting what we've got. It's not about getting what we want. It's about wanting what we've got. And the Buddha, okay? Remember, we're all Buddhas. We're just in different training paths. So the Buddha always said the secret to enlightenment is finding the middle path. To find the middle path, we must look within ourselves, stepping out of the periphery and towards our total center. The middle of the road means that we are on the road to the discovery of the God within us. We are not distracted by the right lane or the left lane because we are not in it. And the real work we are here to do is not just on the outer world, it's also the inner. And that's where we fall short as a civilization. All our outer struggling is a pointer directing us back inside. So it's got a neon side flashing. Go inside you. Go back in. Go in there. Go back inside. This stuff here, this is all a distraction. And suffering is a great teacher showing us where not to go and what not to do anymore. You guys all know that maybe as a kid you touched something like a stove or something hot. You had no clue that it was hot. Okay? You didn't know that you're watching your mother do this and do that and you see the flames, you don't know that's hot. So you put your hand there and it burns the crap out of you, but you learn through that pain from that hand on that hot stove. It's like a hot poker that directs you back off and rest inside until we begin or finding the middle path. So when we listen to our bodies, which many of us don't, okay? When we listen to our bodies, we can naturally find a way to loosen or tighten our grip on life. And then this is ultimate freedom. Simply finds us. It is quite magical how it all unfolds. The universe rewards us when we truly trust in it. And when we don't trust in it, it gives us things that aren't that great. But when we truly trust in it, which isn't easy, see, because we've all been educated and trained in a different university. And that wasn't really a great university, but it did teach us some things. So when we truly trust in the universe, it gives us all kinds of things, anything we desire. And if we want to see if we're too attached to a thought, we just notice what's happening in our body. And whenever the mind becomes overly attached to any idea, a tension in the body forms when we think that thought. And the more tension we have in our body, the less receptive we become to allowing that desired outcome into our life. That's real important. You either embrace it or you don't. Whenever the mind becomes overly attached to any idea, a tension in the body forms. And when we think that thought, see? So the more tension we have in our body, the less receptive we become to allowing that desired outcome into our life. So the mind tends to be a cling master. It's got gorilla glue, permanent, and it's a cling master. And it's an ultimate skeptic of life. You ever caught yourself being ridiculously skeptical about things? It hasn't learned how to trust life. Our minds don't trust life. How can we trust life if the mind is our master? How can we trust the universe if the mind is our master? You see? Whenever the mind thinks this universal power is not real or permanent and trustworthy, we need to remind it that it is, because we're the master. We just fell asleep. When we can stop clinging to thoughts, things, feelings, people, and memories, we will begin to trust the universe. And the universe will provide all our needs. We can literally, right today, people can stop working so hard. We can retire our illusions, take a rest from our daily worrying and fears. We can use our precious time appreciating and basking in the divine source that all of us already are here now. When any of us are faced with challenges, any of us, because we all are at times, some are small, some are medium, some are huge, big, but challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Joshua Marine. This is real important for us to get. It's very, very important for us to embrace this. Now, we choose it. Nobody's going to force you to embrace it. It's up to you. And, remember, your ego mind is sitting there trying to talk you out of it already. You have doubt. When you discover, okay, each of us, in our own way, when we find out what are the things, beliefs, judgments, and opinions that our mind is currently attached to. You might be attached to something, and you may know it, but you evade it. And we all do that too at times. afraid of letting go of it in fear that it won't be in your life. You see the catch-22 there? And since you do not have complete trust in the universe, you won't let go of it. Now, as you practice this, at first it's conflicting because, you know, you've got the ego mind sitting there, right there, trying to keep you in its corral. So it may take you a few weeks to completely unravel yourself. But you got to keep looking and continuously searching for what is the root cause of your suffering. And people think suffering is really massive and everything. No, it can be light. You know, you can suffer from insomnia. You can suffer from little pains and stuff that cause you to become concerned and worried. You can suffer from all kinds of things. You can suffer from dry mouth. You can suffer from a hangnail. It doesn't have to be some cataclysmic thing. It's anything that we actually take for granted that we're suffering on things that we don't need to be suffering on. So, as we all are continuously searching for what is the root cause of our suffering, we discover exactly what are we desiring that we think will give us complete freedom, complete love and abundance or satisfaction. So we literally research ourselves deeply, and we explore the truth of who and what we are. We find out what societal beliefs and habits we've been programmed with. We make a list. We check it twice. We find out exactly where and when we've been naughty or nice. So we're investigating ourselves. So we go into deeper investigation of ourselves. And it's almost guaranteed that we discover that the mind only becomes attached to certain thoughts that it feels are lacking from inside. Meaning, deep down inside, the person who has 3 master's degrees, 2 PhDs, I've said this before, and to believe that they are stupid and unintelligent. See? This is what the subconscious, this is what their unconscious mind, that they're aware that they're conscious, so this is what is actually driving them. It's about anything that you feel. So isn't it ironic that we have all of this stuff going, and a lot of us never give it the time of day and understand what it's really about? Most people in this part of the planet, I'd say mostly everywhere, are wrapped up in this striving belief system. So we choose to watch out for this societal hypnotism because it happens to all of us. Societal hypnotism. Okay? Burn that word into your memory, into your core. Societal hypnotism. It's a mass manipulative belief dis-ease going around perpetually. It is a mass manipulative belief dis-ease going around perpetually. The desiring disease is very prevalent out there, and believing what other normal people believe is the main reason why your mind continues to fall again, and again, and again, back into the experience of suffering. If one advances confidently through the heart-mind in the direction of his or her dreams and endeavors to live the life which he or she has imagined, he or she will meet with a success unexpected in common hours because you have no expectations to begin with. Social hypnotism. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure you all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside and out. Detach. Understand, you're not losing anything, okay? You're detaching. You've taken off the sticky stuff where you stick all these things to you and then wrap your arms around them and hold on to them really tight so that they won't go anywhere. That's what you're letting go of. And the body responds and relaxes. And you can feel it. Your shoulders will drop. You'll feel a lightening and a loosening in between your shoulder blades. You'll see it go down the back. You'll feel it in the chest. You'll feel it in the head. You'll feel it in the arms and the legs and the feet and the fingers and the toes. You'll feel it. And as you relax the body, we move into the now. And the now is everything. We create our futures in the now. And the past is nothing. Really isn't anything. Why would we go back over something that we already have done? We've already experienced. Why? Why do we fill ourselves full of things that are no more? Why do we bring them up over and over again in conversation? Things that are long gone and dead. They have no bearing on the present and the now at all. And many of us will go back there and stay there so long that we bring it into a future that doesn't exist. And we create a future out of that past, and we relive the past in that future. Doesn't it make sense that we're moving forward always, okay? We're not in any hurry. We're not going to a fire. We're in relaxation, and we have surrendered, and we detach, and we walk down the middle of the road. Right? Oh, look at that, look at that. You don't care to embrace it. You're creating reality. You're walking right down the middle of the road, which is your core being, your essence, and you're discovering along the way about who and what you are deeper and deeper. So it's enlightening. The now stills the mind. To leave the mind is to become enlightened. To leave the mind alone is releasing and freeing. That's your choice. Everything that you're doing in the very moment to moment, the space between heartbeats, is all you're focused on. You aren't focused on the future. You aren't focused on a past that's dead. You're only in the now. You'd be amazed, as long as you continually practice this all day long, all the time, you eventually will begin to stay more and more in the now. Now, how do you identify the fact that you're in the now? A lot of people don't know. Okay, so how do I know I'm in the now? Focus on your breath. Focus on your breathing. Then you're in the now. If you're focused on your breathing, there's nothing else. You can't be in the past and you can't be in the future. You can only be in the now. So that's how you know you're in the now, when you're totally focused on your breath. And no matter what thoughts the mind tries to throw at you, they just move on down, right past you. Okay? You're walking the middle road, and you see all of these things coming and going, and you're totally oblivious to them, because you are on the road to the core essence and existence of who and what you are. So you don't let those distract you. That's the mind and the ego. So we've relaxed the body, we're in the now, and so we take our divine positive energy, our breath. Well, why is it divine positive energy? Because it sustains the vessel that holds the kingdom of God within it. And we take an easy breath in through the nose, easy breath out through the mouth. And as we take the easy breath in through the nose, we join with the God force energy, our chi, our ki, our prana. And this life force energy flows effortlessly through our chakras, these energy vortexes, these wheels of light. Basically 7 through the center of our bodies. All different colors, all different flower shapes, all different geometrical designs in the centers. So we bring this powerful energy up. We start with you see this in your motion pictures in your heart minds. Root chakra, brilliant red, ruby. Actually, it's a fire bright red, and it's the Muladhara in Sanskrit. It's career, money, mindset, and sense of belonging. It represents our foundation and feeling of being in the now. And a location is the base of the spine, the tailbone area. Emotional issues are survival issues such as financial independence, money and food, physical association, spine, rectum, legs, arms, and circulatory system. We move to the orange wheel of light, sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana. This is sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. When we accept others, we're accepting part of ourselves. Quite interesting, isn't it? It's in the lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. Our emotional issues are sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, physical association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. Then we move to the golden yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is our personal power and ability to channel. It's our ability to be confident and in the motion of our existence. Some call it our lives. Location, upper abdomen, in the stomach area. Emotional issues, self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. Physical association, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, skin. Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the anahata. This is a biggie. This is our love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It's our ability to love. Who do we love first? Ourselves. It's the center of our chest, just above the heart. Our emotional issues are love, joy, and inner peace. If you don't have inner peace, how are you going to have outer peace? If you don't love yourself, how are you going to love anyone else? If you don't discover the joy within you, how are you going to be joyous outside of you? Physical association, heart, thymus, lower lung, circulatory system, immune system. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the Vishuddha. Self-expression. It's basically our ability to communicate, to talk with each other, to talk with ourselves. It's in the throat. Our emotional issues are our communication, self-expression of feelings, and the truth. Why do you think so many people lie? Why do you think that is? It's because they don't understand that the truth is the bliss. The lie is the suffering. Physical association is the thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we go to the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the ajna. This is our intuition, sense of purpose, and direction in life. You can just call it the brow chakra because it's right in smack dab center of the brow, in between. This is our ability to focus in on and see the big picture. When you look at a forest, you've heard this before, do you just see the trees or do you see the whole forest? The trees in the forest. When you eat a candy emotional issues are intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions for ourselves. Physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. Then we move to the violet wheel of light, the crown chakra, the sahasrara. This is our connection to the divine. This is a connection to our core being. Everything that we are, ever will be, forever beyond, and ever. It's our highest chakra. It represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually to ourselves. The very top of our heads, our emotional issues are inner and outer beauty. It's just basically how we view ourselves. It's our connection to spirituality, pure bliss, the God, the pure consciousness within. Physical association, pineal gland, brain, and nervous system. Now we've brought all this powerful energy, this frequency to the top of our heads. And then we hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, we condense it into omnipotently powerful, pure liquid energy. And then we release it over our pineal gland. We watch this in your motion picture in your heart mind. And as you watch it, you can see the pineal gland however you view it. I look at it as a rosebud, green ball. And then when I release this omnipotently powerful liquid energy over the pineal gland, it just absolutely expands into a full, blooming, perpetual, eternal rose with multicolored petals and a beautiful fragrance. And it sends out soft waves of deep, eternal love, awareness, ease, peace. And it opens up all the gateways of all the particles of existence, of pure consciousness to God and beyond. So it's very important to us while we're in these bodies, where you can be everywhere, everything and everything, and yet nothing and nothing all at once. We're all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We're also aware that we're merged. The body, the heart, mind, the soul, the spirit, the higher self, the God, the pure consciousness, all one. And we're the paradise. We're creating the paradise on the planet because we are the paradise. And as we walk, we are the heaven as well. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. The ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundancia, Pelham Thought. Many, many, many more. Now, the archangels, their civilization vibrates at a different frequency than we do. We don't see them like we see each other. But we meet them all the time. Complete stranger. After you've met with them, interacted, and then it ends, and you go about your way, it dawns on you. That was an angel. And you always feel good. Sometimes you'll meet a complete stranger that'll help you out with something, and you wonder, where did they come from? They're an angel. In a way, we're all angels. Are they part of us and we part of them? Absolutely. 50, 60,000 can surround us at any one time in a very small area because of their vibrational frequency. We have ascended masters. These are those who have mastered ascension out of body and hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into body to master physical form so that we can create our experiences to perfect our creations. Are we part of them? Are they us? Are we them? Absolutely. There's no separation. we're compelled to call out to all of the reflections of all of us. So we call out to all light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. The same with the archangels and the ascended masters. They're consciously aware. We are. We could not be in this meditation if we weren't, and we were in low frequency. So, they come in the googolplexes. And one googolplex fills this entire universe. They come in the trillions of googolplexes from every direction. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. Many, many, many civilizations and species. And only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, to form the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the galactics, all the off-worlders, all the celestials. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming the circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with just a handful of them, and we're only somewhat at that. Now, over 1,000 travel through the solar system every day. And the ones that we are somewhat familiar with, this includes all the species and all the levels, the good, the average, and the bad of all these civilizations, just like ours. And the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Zeta Reticuli, the Feline, Gray, the Nord, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, and the Albion. Many, many, many more. And they come in the billions, and they have been assisting us in our evolution, our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we have inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. They come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms, on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. We're only familiar with just a fraction of them. They come in the trillions, shapes, color, sizes, forms, configuration, of which we've seen maybe a smidgen. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming the circle of light. And the ones that we are familiar with, somewhat, fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur, and many, many, many more. Many. They come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We're all joined, arm in arm, hand in hand, both of our gods one. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love, and our God-light energy continues to intensify and continues to expand, and isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. All at once, we form a massive circle of light at the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in this meditation. This is our core being, source creator. This is the love that we are. The very core of our existence is the pure consciousness, the God. This is this high vibrational frequency of the purest, purest, purest of deepest eternal love. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of space. It would take over 1,000 billion of the suns in the solar system to even come close to its radiance and brilliance. It floods all of us. It is a reflection of the God and the pure consciousness within each and every one of us. All our brothers and sisters, everything and everything, nothing and nothing. We begin to ascend above the planet as the circle of light. As we do so, we're met with a gossamer field everywhere, with trillions of brilliant reflected lights, dashing and darting and bouncing and moving through and around each and every single one of us, all reflections, all different facets of all of us gathered for the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light, into the paradise and the heaven that it was intended to be. Because each and every one of us deserve the best of everything, perpetually and eternally. And we are the best of everything. We always will be, forever, beyond, and ever. So in this gossamer field, we're met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is the column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the purple, violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column that reminds each and every one of us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we're imbued head to toe, inside and out, with a perpetual white fire armor. God force energy armor. It is of the highest high vibrational frequencies of deep, pure, eternal love. It cannot be violated from any external authority or power or anything external. Nothing can even get close to it of low vibrational frequency or intention of harm. It cannot be done. But only you have the power. Only you, if you decide whether consciously or unconsciously to lower your vibrational frequency is enough, and embracing hatred, anger, greed, manipulation, worry, lack of, stress, anxiety. You will create a breach in your white fire armor, and enough so that it will allow the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, you're then met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we can just bring in this purple transmuting flame and transmute these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance and send them to the pure consciousness consciousness where they are no more. Then you're met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we can bring in the violet ray right after the purple transmuting flame. And we can transmute, we can balance and purify and cleanse the area where these lower survival dark matter frequencies were, restoring our vibrational harmony of the deep, pure, eternal love, sealing the breach, harmonizing our entire existence as pure consciousness to God. We are then met by the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the sunsets, that we are the sunrises, that we are the rain, and we are the rainbow, that we're the waters, we are the trees, the forests, we are the birds, we are the animals, we are all things, everything and everything, nothing and nothing, all at the same time. We are God. We are love, and we are one. As we continue to levitate and ascend above the planet, some of us step outside our physical form and float effortlessly above them. We see this massive crystalline-like tower, larger than this solar system. And we designed it. We created it. And we see in the center of the column this massive, oblong, spherical, and it has layers of rainbowic multitude of color bands, all softly sending out waves. And in the center, it's a deep golden, white, yellow in the center, and it's sparkling, and you can see its energy and feel it through your heart, mind, your motion picture, and it sends out these waves. You watch it, and the waves are warm and soothing and loving, and they go right to your core, your pure consciousness, your God. And it's absolute bliss. And this is perpetual, so these are being sent out. Then the waves behind it that are perpetual. Gratitude, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, abundance, prosperity, wealth. It's endless. All of these beautiful waves, and you can feel them saturate you softly, gently, in deep, pure, eternal love. Now at the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come flowing down, cascading 360 degrees eternally, flooding, saturating all of us, all of our brothers and sisters, head to toe, inside and out. All of us are drops of that golden ocean, and we all hold the essence of it. And the ocean is the drops, and the drops are the ocean. We then see our meditative sphere. It sets center circle. We created this sphere. All of us, all of everything in the universes, all existence, here for the liberation in this meditation, this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this meditation, this circle of light. Heaven on earth. Paradise. This meditative sphere holds well over 1,000 of our meditations in perpetual motion. They don't wane. They don't disappear. They don't degrade. They don't get anything but stronger. Every day. Moving towards 3 years. Every day, 7 days a week, we all lovingly, joyfully choose to be here with this meditation. Magna Glorious. You feel the love in your heart minds bubbling over. And it saturates everything and everything, nothing and nothing, always, perpetually. And this is why it continues to intensify, it continues to expand, and it can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Feel through your motion pictures in your heart minds in this silent time, in this meditation. Understand that you are no longer the slave to the societal hypnotism. And you are aware and clear in your heart mind. It's a mass manipulative belief, dis-ease going on around everything. And the desiring dis-ease is very prevalent out there, externally. And believing what other, quote, normal people believe is the main reason why your mind continues to fall again and again and again back into the experience of suffering. I'll join you in the meditation, return to close us out. understand that believing what other, quote, normal people believe is the main reason why your mind continues to fall again and again and again back into the experience of suffering. If one advances confidently in the direction of his or her dreams and endeavors to live the life which he or she has imagined, then he or she will meet with a success completely unfounded, profound, in common hours. Take this with you the rest of the day into the night and evening, following morning. Feel it in the heart, mind, emotion picture. We'll be back here tomorrow, twice, with the continuing of the Global Guided Meditation Call at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then Time for Change Awakening Call